Welcome to FoodSaga. Like, subscribe, and comment for more. Let's start. Have you ever poured a glass of wine and wondered how this simple act connects us to thousands of years of history? It's more than just a drink. It's a story that begins not in a vineyard, but on Mount Olympus with the gods themselves. Let's journey back to ancient Greece, where wine wasn't just a beverage, it was divine. In the heart of Greek mythology stands Dionysus, the charismatic and often unpredictable god of wine, ecstasy, and celebration. He wasn't just a deity who enjoyed a good party. He was the very embodiment of wine's transformative power. To the ancient Greeks, wine was a sacred gift from Dionysus, a bridge between the mortal world and the divine. It was believed that when you drank wine, you were literally consuming a part of the god, inviting his spirit of liberation and joy into your soul. Festivals like the Dionysia were massive, city-wide celebrations filled with theatrical performances, music, and of course, plenty of wine. These weren't just social gatherings. They were profound religious ceremonies where an entire community came together to honor the god who brought them this incredible gift. The wine consumed during these rituals wasn't for casual sipping. It was a tool for achieving a state of enthusiasm or divine inspiration. It loosened inhibitions, sparked creativity, and connected people to a higher spiritual plane. So, the next time you hear the pop of a cork, remember that for the ancient Greeks, that sound was the whisper of a god promising a taste of immortality and a release from the mundane. It was a liquid miracle, a divine mystery in a cup. But how did this sacred elixir, reserved for gods and religious rites, make its way to the everyday dinner table? The transition from ritual to routine is one of the most fascinating chapters in wine's history. It was a slow and natural evolution. As Greek society developed, the spaces for consuming wine expanded beyond the temple grounds. The symposium, a private party for aristocratic men, became the primary stage for this shift. Initially, these gatherings still had religious overtones, with the first cup of wine poured as a libation to the gods. But soon, the focus moved from pure worship to intellectual and social engagement. Men would recline on couches, discuss philosophy, recite poetry, and debate politics, all while sharing a crater, a large decorated bowl, filled with wine. This is where wine began to shed its purely divine identity and take on a new role as a social lubricant. It fueled conversations, forged friendships, and became central to the art of being a good host and a good guest. It was no longer just about connecting with the gods. It was about connecting with each other. This change didn't happen overnight. It was a gradual cultural shift where the sacred became familiar, and the divine drink of Dionysus slowly became the beloved companion of mortals. It was the beginning of wine's journey into the heart of human culture, a journey that would see it become a staple of daily life for millions. As wine became more common, the Greeks developed a sophisticated set of rules and etiquette around its consumption. Drinking wine was seen as a hallmark of a civilized person, but how you drank it said everything about your character and social standing. The most important rule? Never drink your wine straight. Undiluted wine was considered barbaric, the habit of uncivilized outsiders. To the Greeks, drinking pure wine was a sign of a lack of self-control, something that could lead to madness and chaos, the darker side of Dionysus's influence. Instead, wine was almost always mixed with water, usually in a ratio of 1 part wine to 2 or 3 parts water. This dilution was done in the crater, and the host or symposiarch would decide the strength of the mixture for the evening. A weaker mix meant a long night of conversation and intellectual debate. A stronger mix might signal a more boisterous celebration. Your ability to hold your liquor, to remain eloquent and composed even after several cups, was a sign of your education, discipline, and status. Getting sloppy or aggressive was a major social faux pas. Wine wasn't about getting intoxicated. It was about achieving a pleasant, enlightened buzz that enhanced social interaction. This culture of moderation and refined enjoyment was what separated the sophisticated Greek from the barbarians at their borders. Drinking wine correctly was an art form, a performance of social grace that was just as important as the quality of the wine itself. The story of wine doesn't end in Greece. Its journey across the Mediterranean is a tale of trade, conquest, and cultural exchange. The Greeks were master mariners, and wherever their ships sailed, wine followed. They established colonies throughout the Mediterranean, from Italy and France to Spain and the Black Sea coast. With them, they brought their vines, their winemaking techniques, and their love for the drink. These new vineyards became outposts of Greek culture, spreading the cult of Dionysus and the art of the symposium far and wide. But the true amplifiers of wine culture were the Romans. After conquering Greece, they fell completely in love with Greek civilization, and they enthusiastically adopted its winemaking traditions. The Romans, however, did everything on a grander scale. They perfected cultivation, innovated with techniques like using wooden barrels for aging and transport, and classified different grape varieties and regions. They saw wine not just as a cultural product but as a commercial one. Roman legions marched with wine rations, and Roman engineers built roads that transported amphorae filled with wine to the farthest corners of their vast empire, from Britain to North Africa. The Roman god Bacchus, their version of Dionysus, became a symbol of this widespread abundance. They didn't just drink wine. They integrated it into every aspect of life: medicine, cooking, and daily meals for everyone from the emperor to the common soldier. Through the Greeks' exploration and the Romans' empire building, wine transformed from a Mediterranean specialty into a pan-European phenomenon, setting the stage for the global wine culture we know today. So, here we are, thousands of years later. The journey of wine is truly remarkable. It began as a sacred substance, a way for mortals to touch the divine, a gift from the god Dionysus meant to inspire ecstasy and ritual madness. It was a drink of mystery, consumed in solemn ceremonies and wild festivals. From these hallowed origins, it flowed into the symposiums of Athens, where it loosened tongues and fueled the philosophical debates that would shape Western civilization. It became a measure of a man, a symbol of refinement and self-control. Then, carried by Greek sailors and Roman soldiers, it conquered a continent, its vines taking root in new soils, its culture adapting to new peoples. The divine offering became a daily ration, a commercial good, and a staple of the table. What started as a bridge to the gods became a bridge between people. Today, when we share a bottle with friends, when we toast at a wedding, or when we simply enjoy a glass with dinner, we are participating in this ancient legacy. The divine madness of Dionysus has softened into the gentle warmth of friendship. The ritual has become a routine. Wine has completed its journey from the hands of the gods into our own, a timeless symbol of community, conversation, and the simple, beautiful pleasures of everyday life. Thanks for watching Food Saga. Like, subscribe, and see you next time.